Nike is a giant in the sportswear world, and they've come out with another version of the Vomero. I'm Brandon with Fleet Feet, and I'm going to help break this shoe down for you. The Vomero is now on its 18th version, and it's got some pretty big updates. And according to Nike, this is the most cushioned Vomero yet. But with a premium max cushion daily trainer like this one, is bigger always better? Well, I guess we should dive in and find out. But before we can go any further, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us as we continue to put out new videos. Now, let's just break the shoe down and move on to the upper. The upper is made up of an engineered mesh upper. It's pretty typical of a lot of different uppers that you see in a lot of other daily trainers, but this one fits really nicely. The upper does have a standard lacing system, a cushioned heel collar and tongue, and the tongue is gusseted. Though while the upper did have a nice plush and comfortable feel, some of our reviewers did find that the heel collar here has a little bit more of a relaxed fit. It didn't cause them any issues on their runs because they could put the marathon loop in there, and some people actually preferred it. And like I mentioned, this shoe does fit true to size for me, but for the rest of our review team, it seemed to fit true to size for them as well. Overall, the structure of the upper is pretty nice. It's got some overlays for extra support around the heel collar, and you've got the iconic Nike swoosh and this colorway of just this fire red into this orange here. Just really nice design overall, and it just really pops. But if you want to figure out whether this shoe or another Nike shoe is going to fit best for you, you can walk into your local Fleet Feet store and try this shoe on for yourself. Or better yet, you can actually go get your foot scanned and go through the 3D imaging process and outfitting experience to find out whether this shoe or another Nike shoe would fit best for you. Now let's move on to the midsole, and there is a lot going on in here, and this one really packs a punch. The midsole is made up of two foams. It's made up of ZoomX and ReactX. For those who don't know what ZoomX or React is, I'm going to break it down for you. ZoomX, according to Nike, is a super foam, and it is considered their softest, lightest, and most responsive foam yet. This is the foam that you're going to see in shoes like the Vaporfly and the Alphafly, some of their premium race day models, so that is their top of the line foam. And just below the ZoomX, you have another midsole foam called ReactX, which has a priority on being one of the most stable and durable foams from Nike yet. In the previous Vomero, there was still that ZoomX on the top, but on the bottom, it had Cushlon 3.0. Nike has since moved away from Cushlon 3.0 and upgraded to React, and React is just a bit more of a premium foam than that of Cushlon, and honestly, in my opinion, this is a huge upgrade. And when we were at the running event in Austin, Texas this past year, we actually got to go to the Nike booth. They invited us there, and we actually got to sit down with one of the product line managers, Ashley Campbell, and she got to speak to us a little bit about this shoe. She talked a little bit about the ZoomX foam and said that it was the most responsive and premium super foam that they have right now. She said it's their softest, lightest, and most responsive foam yet within their running line. She went as far to say that this foam is actually a really critical part of the shoe's experience and giving you that soft, energetic, and lively sensation underfoot. And then she breaks down React and talks a little bit about that foam as well. She said that the React foam is one of the most durable foams and one of the most sustainable foams that they have as well. And while it provides a lot of durability and some stability and support, bringing these two foams together in the Vomero 18 creates a lot of balance, of softness and energy return while still creating a supportive ride. There's really a lot going on in this shoe. If you want responsive, the Vomero's got it with the ZoomX. If you want stable and cushioned, you have that with the React as well. And the drop of the shoe comes in at 10 millimeters with 46 millimeters in the heel and 36 in the toe. So there is a lot of stack in this shoe. Like I said, it is a max cushion daily trainer from Nike, and it is their most cushioned Vomero yet. Moving on to the outsole. The outsole is made up of a standard rubber outsole, but one thing I did want to talk about is actually the outsole design. If you actually look closely, especially around the black tread of this shoe, you can actually tell that there is this waffle design pattern that kind of runs through it, and that is an ode to one of the co-founders, Bill Bowerman, who actually used to create and develop these running shoes. And what he would do is he would get rubber outsoles and he would actually press them over a waffle iron. And so you get this waffle iron pattern on the bottom of the outsoles of the running shoes. So he was doing that during the running boom, and I think around the 1970s. And so Nike has kept to that tradition and continued with the waffle pattern design here for their outsole traction. Now let's move on to the ride and performance. And we actually had two other people, including myself, review this shoe. One of our reviewers, Travis, and Max. And for Travis, he said that the combination of ZoomX and ReactX foams in the midsole just feels really solid. It doesn't feel very cushy or soft to him. But he did say that when he was putting in his test miles and his runs, he was out in some below freezing temps. So he imagines that in a warmer day when he's running in this shoe, the foam will soften up a little bit more. And for Max, he said that one of the highlights of the Vomero is the overall build that it delivers, especially within stability. He found that he's actually been logging a lot of miles in some really soft daily trainers lately. So for him to mix it up and have something a little bit firmer and more supportive on foot has really worked well for him. And while the Vomero has actually gained a little bit of weight in this shoe, that makes total sense because it actually added about 6 millimeters of stack. The weight of this shoe comes in at 11.6 ounces or 326 grams for the men's model, and for the women's model at 9.2 ounces or 260 grams. And the price of the shoe comes in at $150, which actually is $10 less than the previous Vomero. So if you're someone who absolutely loves the Vomero and you want a cheaper version of it, then I would actually go with the upgraded version of the Vomero and get this one. The price of the shoe is a huge win for Nike, as so many other running shoes are starting to get a little bit more expensive. The Vomero has actually come down in price, making it more affordable, and it's just reaching a broader audience of runners and creating more access. But the question still remains, who is the Vomero really best for? Well, the Vomero is really good for someone who prefers a higher stack running shoe and isn't looking for something too soft, but you're looking for a nice blend of responsive cushioning. And like Travis suggests, the shoe is great for easy runs and recovery runs, but it isn't that shoe that you're gonna be putting on for interval workouts or speed day. And with its broad base and solid platform, the Vomero will work for a variety of runners, whether you're a walker or a runner who are just seeking some inherent stability. And if you wanna learn even more about the Vomero 18, you can check out our full review on the blog at fleetfeet.com, or you can check out even more reviews from Nike right here on YouTube, where we're gonna be putting out new reviews each week.